Welcome, wrestling fans, to River City's community media and Lincoln High School Red Raider Wrestling. Tonight's dual meet, the Red Raiders will take on the Stevens Point Panthers, coming to you from the SPASH Fieldhouse in Stevens Point. Getting ready for the starting lineups, potential lineups anyway. 126 pounds is the draw weight. Craig Tim giving you mat side seats on River City's community media, and we thank him for volunteering his time.
They will report first in the even matches. Now for your contestants for tonight's match.
Here is your starting lineups.
126 pounds representing Wisconsin.
126 pounders. The Red Raiders have a freshman, Ryan Searing.
For Stevens Point, Joe Pecora.
Joe Pecora is listed for the Panthers. At 132 pounds, sophomore for the Red Raiders, Zach Hamill.
Stevens Point,
Max Sherrill is a sophomore for the Stevens Point Panthers. At 138 pounds, the Red Raiders have another sophomore, Weiler Lubeck.
For Stevens Point, Xavier Klein.
Xavier Klein is his opponent at 138 pounds. 145 pounders, the seniors for the Red Raiders. Hunter Knudsen. Cooper Benke is his opponent, who is a sophomore.
152 pounds representing Wisconsin.
152 pounder senior Berg Diebel, your Red Raider.
Stevens Point, Sam Molsky.
Sam Molsky is his opponent.
At 160 pounds representing Wisconsin.
160 pounder Cody Sawyer, who is another senior for the Red Raiders. Brett Johnston is his opponent from the Panthers. 170 pounder junior for the Red Raiders, Roger Fuller.
For Stevens Point, Garrett.
He will take on a senior, Garrett Kavadik, for the Panthers. At 182 pounds, A.J. Schutz is a sophomore.
For Stevens Point,
Nick Wahoyak, a senior for the Panthers, his opponent. The matchup at 195 pounds, a junior for the Red Raiders, Lane Collada.
Representing Stevens Point, Cameron McCarrier.
Cameron McCarrier is his opponent at 195.
Stevens Point, Fred Van Teen will receive a forfeit.
Fred Van Teeny is going to receive a forfeit for the Panthers. Red Raiders have no 220 pounder. Heavyweights, 285. A junior, Mike Iverson, your Red Raider. James Cluck, his opponent, who is a freshman. At 103 pounds, freshman for the Red Raider, Damian Bennett.
For Stevens Point,
Max Kavadik is his opponent at 106 pounds. 113 pounds, the Red Raiders have K.L. Bennett.
For Stevens Point, Justin Groshek.
Justin Groshek is his opponent for the Panthers. Final matchup at 120 pounds, Alistair Greening Jr.
For Stevens Point, Carson Kindler.
Carson Kindler, his opponent from Stevens Point. And again, a lot of changes in the point lineup. They did not give us a complete lineup, so as you heard the announcements, that's the first time we got this lineup from the Panthers. Joining me in the broadcast spot here from Stevens Point is Hall of Fame coaching member, Mr. Louis Bennett. Coach, glad to have you here again. Little insight on tonight's dual meet.
Oh, it's good to be here, Scott. Insight on the dual meet. There have been a lot of years these two teams were battling for the conference title. It won't be that way this year. I think we're battling for maybe second. Marshfield seems like they have a few really good kids, and they're quite a bit like the Raiders. Got some pretty big holes too. They're not forfeiting any weights as we are. They've got their stud is a little sophomore named Groshek, who was the state kids champion. and they have a good wrestler out of their lineup, Chance Bailey, who would be at 26, I think, or 32. Other than that, I think it's going to be a really good dual meet. So we're looking forward to helping bring this to the people back home.
Last year, the dual meet between the Red Raiders and Stevens Point didn't go very well for the Red Raiders in a down year. Stevens Point 51, Wisconsin Rapids 25. Just not a good showing for the Red Raiders. Again, very young, very inexperienced. And they're looking to turn this around tonight. 126-pounders, Ryan Searing, the freshman, against Joe Pecor, who is also a freshman.
I'm sure these two kids have met quite a bit through the middle school, the club program. Ryan gets in on that leg pretty good. Now we got to finish it, though. We got to turn the corner here. And we're not in real good shape right here. We're getting stretched out a little bit.
To take down Pecor.
The Raiders have done well in dual meets. I think just in dual meets we must be 2-1. I think we lost on to Marshfield. We beat Wausau West and beat Wausau East. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Wausau West beat Point. I think that's where we're at here.
Searing able to get his arm free. And
yeah, you know, and here he's got his leg hung up like that. That's how he got his hip hurt against Marshfield.
Yeah, against Marshfield. Now cradled by Pecor. Searing picks the hands on that. Now coming to his feet.
Get your one, buddy. Ooh. He was in pretty good switch position. I think he was going to be able to finish that. But
we got 30 seconds left. Still 2-0 Pecor.
Be nice to get one back here.
Yeah, it would.
We're pretty much getting dominated on top here. I don't think we come close that one time to getting an escape. But it's pretty hard to wrestle with your belly on the mat here.
End of the first period. Pecor of Point takes a 2-0 lead into the second. It's Rapids' choice. They defer. And Pecor's choice, he's going down. Pecor looks a little bigger, a little more physical than Searing.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because Searing weighed in 121 pounds tonight. He really should be a 19-pounder, a 20-pounder, but he weighed in too heavy back when they certified, and he can't go down there where he really weighs, where he should be. But that's the thing, you know, the pretty strict rules now on minimum weight certification, and the WI has a formula, and it determines what weight you're going to wrestle at. Oh boy, that wasn't good there.
And two near falls now, 6-0 Pecor. Pecor stepped through between the legs and tripped Searing.
Well, yeah, he kind of fell on his butt there, like he almost lost his balance, but I don't know much about Pecor at all. I just know that Ryan Searing is a pretty good freshman, and he's getting pretty much handled here in this match.
Yeah, in the program they have Pecor listed under the 132-pound group of kids, which I guess doesn't really mean much. You can put them wherever you want. It's where they weigh in that matters.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes coaches play a game like that, but it goes by the weigh-in sheets. Boy, we're not doing much with our arms here. We're just letting them kind of fly around.
I was going to say the same thing. No hand control at all.
Yeah.
22 seconds left. Second period. It's now 6-0 Pecor of Stevens Point. They turned all the lights out except 5 right over the center of the mat, so it's pretty dark in here.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty dark trying to read the program. I see that.
Yeah. That's got to be tough for the refs, too, because you get a lot of dark shadows.
You do. You really do.
When they're looking for control or a pin or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of shadows out there. And the ref that you mentioned that is Joe Heil from Edgar, who's one of the stronger refs, I think, around that we see in the state.
Caution on point, illegal hand position. Wrap that hand around the stomach too far. Steering with a hard stand up now, so there's no hand control again. Now finally he works for hands.
Come on, keep your feet moving, Ryan. I think the size kind of shows up here a little bit.
It does.
I didn't realize that, but that's what Scott was saying, that he weighed in. You know, that's a freshman thing again. Maybe weighed in too heavy when we had to certify. Come on, drop down, get your one, get a takedown out of it. Okay, we got an escape.
You got a minute 28 left.
How's your view over there looking past Big Craig?
We won't say which side we got to look past.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you can see Ryan getting that body lock position once he got up, Pecor just stood there and fought him off. And Searing couldn't do nothing about it. He couldn't even lift him.
Scored 6-1 here, and Pecor with a minute left. And the truth is, we haven't come close to scoring here.
No, there's got to be a lot of urgency. That first takedown shot was as close as it got, and then he got defended off of that. And here we're in that same position again now.
That was a nice finish by Pecor. He switched off to the other side.
It's now 8-1 with 30 seconds left. Coach is hollering at Pecor to cut him, and Pecor not listening.
Coach has got a lot more enthusiasm than Pecor has, or Searing for that matter.
Warning, stalling Pecor. Going to give him the free ride back to his feet. It's now 8-2 with 16 seconds left.
He's trying to get that extra point to make a major out of this. And when Searing is walking right into that underhook, where I don't think it's a good place to be when you're trying to keep the score down, but we made it. So we kind of got handled, but it stayed a regular decision.
3 team points for the Panthers, and they jump out to a lead of 3-0. 132-pounders coming up next. Scheduled to go with Zach Hamill for the Red Raiders and Max Scherl, a sophomore, from the Panthers.
This is a brother to Fritz Scherl, who wrestles actually for Ohio State. He was he a state champion? I don't know. He was in the finals maybe 2 years ago. Zach Hamill has his good matches and his bad matches. He gets into this arm tie pretty good here, but he doesn't always have a good takedown here. But up in Eau Claire now, he wrestled really good in that tournament at times. He had one bad match, but then he's... I think he's improving. He's just a sophomore too. We got to kind of remember that once in a while. And just because he's a Hamill, it doesn't mean that the genes are the same in the whole tribe.
That's right. Dad and Uncle were two pretty good stars for the Red Raiders for sure. 4 years apiece.
Yeah. Both state champions, actually. He gets in here pretty good, but and I talked to him about that. So what's your takedown from here, though? Without a head position, it's pretty hard to
he needs
to go through.
Same size that arm. There's a nice little sweep shot, but they're out of bounds.
That's where he wants to go. He likes it in there, and that's good if you have a go-to takedown. I think you were right. I think that sweep shot maybe out in the middle of the mat might have got him some points, but
Hamill dropped down again. Cheryl eager to underhook him here.
Cheryl wrestles over in Dennis Hall's club, and of course that would be all Greco.
Right. You can see that with the hips and trying to hoist him up. Toss coming.
Come on, he
Just ready
stayed
to
there.
keep wrestling. That a boy.
Good recovery.
Yeah. Didn't panic.
There were times early in the season last year when Zach would have just let that happen, but he fought back pretty hard.
His back then.
yeah, that's what would have happened too.
And that's we got that wrist tied up pretty good in here.
Yeah.
0-0 after one period. That's a good period there.
Even here, Cheryl looks bigger than Hamill.
yeah.
I don't think we cut much weight here.
Much more muscular than Cheryl look. All right, he's got a wrist tied up here, across the back a little bit at the elbow. That's a good position. Double armbar here.
Boy, not from a very good position. Oh, I'll be darned. I can't believe he got this. Let's get some points out of here, though, Zach.
Keep going here, Zach Hamill. Keep going here, Zach. Near fall got to be coming. Get your head up and hips up.
I don't know if he even got the near
Didn't
fall.
get any. One escape, Cheryl. He leads.
Wow. Did everything but get points. Boy, you get a double armbar and somebody ought to get some points out of it.
Good. I guess you give him the reaction time to react to what's happening.
Well, he rolled right out of there.
Yep.
He's going to get in trouble fooling around up here. Because he's wrestling right into Cheryl's style.
Right.
Here.
He was good with that Russian arm tie. There he fought his way back a little bit. Now he lost that grip again. Cheryl didn't have a lot so far that we've seen with the Russian arm tie on him.
Well, that's probably the best thing that Zach can do to keep him from those underhooks.
15 seconds left, second period.
Boy, that's a shame because we were in good shape. We could get this takedown if he stays with us.
8 seconds left. Got to hustle. There's two for Hamill. Good work there. He takes the lead 2-1.
That was a big takedown.
Yeah. Now you go into the third period with choice and the lead.
So he chooses down. So, you know, just wrestling smart here and going hard would be in his favor. He's got to be careful about reaching back in here. He does that a lot, too.
And keep that hand there, Zach. Keep moving, Zach. That boy, right to his feet. Working on hands. Come back up again. Minute 24 left. Hamill still leads 2-1. Now he's got the escape. It's 3-1.
Keep those shoulders away from the mat now. Now the arm tie would be good.
Mm-hmm.
A minute and 3 seconds, and Hamill's up 3-1 over Cheryl from SPASH. And Cheryl obviously wrestles that upper body, that Greco style, and he's looking for the big points.
And the bad thing is, one toss and the match could be over.
Sure, that's 5 points, yeah, you're right. Oh,
a little trip there by Hamill. So far, Hamill's working pretty well off that. Look at this. Off that Russian.
attaboy,
Getting
Zach.
after it here a little bit of Zach. 24 seconds left.
Yeah, he earned that takedown, too. Oh, and he isn't going to get this.
But in the same token, that spent about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he was offensive. 20 seconds left, still 3-1.
Well, we got to stay pretty smart here. You don't want to lose on a mistake here.
Oh, and he toughed that out. Hamill with a 5-1 and 2 near falls. 7-1, Zach Hamill.
Well, he wrestled a pretty smart match there.
Yes, he did.
He wrestled style, not Cheryl style, and it was a close match, but we won it.
That's what we needed to do there. So let's get back to even.
Yeah, the dual meet score now is 3-3.
138-pounders, Weiler Lubeck, the sophomore, coming out. And this is, I got to see here, Xavier Klein.
Now wrestling at 138 pounds from Wisconsin Rapids, Weiler Lubeck. For Stevens Point, Xavier Klein.
Klein is a junior.
Don't know much about him, Scott. I know about our guy. He's probably, I'd say, one of our best wrestlers, even though he's a sophomore. And he's a good athlete and he works hard. And
Lubeck with a quick 2-0 lead.
I think some bonus points would be what we're trying to do here.
They're going to put him back on his feet. 2-1. Now Lubeck's got quite an arsenal of takedowns, but it seems like he just wastes too much time in between those takedowns.
Well, when you're a good wrestler, you don't take unnecessary shots, and he's probably pretty cautious that way. But he's
nice shot there, blows right through him. Oh, he couldn't keep him on his back.
It's a nice duck under right into a double. He's got a lot of skill. Again, I think what the Raiders are looking for is some bonus points here.
Lubeck with a pressure across the back of the shoulders, trying to get that arm up across the back. Got 27 seconds left in the first period. He's up 4-1.
And that'd be a nice way to leave this first period.
Got the arm baseball across the back. See what he wants to do with it. (4-1) Lubeck after the first 2 minutes. Lubeck's choice, he's going to defer. Klein's choice is going down. They're going to cut him loose. It's going to be 4-2. Put him on his feet. Two takedown Lubeck. Lubeck's one of those guys that just kind of floats on top of the mat with his feet. You hardly ever hear a footstep that he takes, offense or defense. He just kind of floats with his feet on the mat.
Counters pretty well because he doesn't come out of position much. He wrestles out of a square stance, and maybe that's why he doesn't get a lot of offensive takedowns. But yeah, he did that pretty well. He snapped him down and come around behind, and you can do that stuff when you're a pretty good athlete and you're pretty strong. And he might just be a sophomore, but he's wrestled since the womb. You know, he's out of the Lubeck clan and Vesper, and he's had a lot of experience. Matter of fact, he was a lone entrance in the state tournament last year.
Yes, he was.
This one here is going to be over pretty soon.
This is a deep half. And the arm is trapped. He's just trying to get his leg free, which he has done. I'm going to walk that right up to the head.
45 seconds here.
Klein is looking at the lights here.
Tighten that bugger up, Weiler.
Lubick can pick his head up, arch his back. There, he's got him with 3:35 on the fall.
Rapids wins by a fall in 3 minutes and 35 seconds.
6 Red Raider team points. That's the bonus we were looking for. 9-3 the dual meet after 3 matches.
So that looked like a good match for us. And now I don't know what to say about this. Hunter Knudsen is going to score a lot of points and have a lot of points scored on him.
And we'll see who the opponent is here. Cooper Benke was announced.
Now wrestling at 145 pounds for Wisconsin Rapids, Hunter Knudsen, Stevens Point, Cooper Benke.
And this is Cooper Benke, and he is a sophomore for the Panthers. And he's in on a single leg. Knudsen's got to fight this takedown attempt off.
You don't want to take your eyes off the match when Hunter's wrestling.
Don't stop there. Oh, he just stopped.
Stevens Point.
Benke with a takedown, leads 2-0. Sitting position now for Knudsen. Chance to try to score here.
He rolls pretty good out of here. As a matter of fact, this is probably his best position. He's dangerous. From here, he's trying to get into that side roll, but pretty far out of position.
30 seconds remaining. Still 2-0. Benke of point. There's a roll coming.
Get back.
To reversal Knudsen.
He might get back points.
It's a near fall here. Oh, he lost the
He
arm.
lost the arm, is right.
Oh, we're going to get 2 anyway.
2 near fall.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
Did he have him?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I got you.
You weren't watching?
Well, thought I was. I guess I wasn't very close.
4-2 the Red Raider Knudsen. Comes from behind, takes a lead at the end of 1. Benke goes down to start the second. You're right, he was dangerous with the roll.
Well, the only thing I can tell you about this is the match isn't over.
Scoring's not done, huh? Nice forward trip there. But he's over top of this arm. Now he's got wrist control. And I'm not sure what we're doing here.
Oh, we're getting too high, I know that.
Yeah, stay underneath this arm here. There. Now I'll score some near fall here.
If he can get his hips, if he get his hips back up here, he'd be okay. But I don't know if that's. Nope. Didn't happen.
To reversal, 4-4 the score. Minute, 2 seconds left, second period. Well, get out and get a fresh restart here. Now
Finish here, Hunter.
There you go.
He's really flexible.
Get one here, get one, get one. One, lost control for Knutson. 5-4, 33 seconds left. No hand control, lets him drive right into a double. Pull that leg. Now 2 takedown. 6-5, Knutson trails. Knutson goes down to start the third. And they give him a free ride back to his feet, 6-6.
Well, that's the smartest thing for them.
They'll get rolled again.
Yeah, well, and we're so average on our feet.
He just doesn't do anything with his hands. Doesn't grab onto anything.
Well, look at his position here. Head down, hips up in the air.
To take down Benke and has Knutson caught on his back. Now Knutson trying to reverse this. Get a half.
Oh, no,
And he gets
no.
rolled right over.
Rich's hips
near-fall
goes right
Benke.
to the mat. Come on, Hunter.
It's 11-6 right now. Benke of point. 2 reversals, 11-8. There's near fall coming.
Oh, recover the Hunter.
He's got 3 laying there, so he's
I
going
think
to be
it's
tied.
11-11. There's way too much time left, though.
Yeah, just don't lose the grip. 40 seconds left. Oh, no, I broke the grip.
Come on, pull it in, Hunter.
$27 seconds left. Oh, and then he gave it up. Now he's got to score. 13-11, Benke leads. Roll coming. No, and he got through. Oh my goodness, get 1 and then 2. Oh, and he gets flopped right to his side again. Oy. 3 seconds, 2, 1, 13-11. Cooper Benke with a win. A match that we had a chance to win.
Well, the point people are really excited about that, but we've seen those matches a lot, so I think the hope was that that guy try and put a guillotine on him and pin himself. Remember that? Was that Wausau West?
Yep. Well, dual meet scores 9-6 now in favor of the Red Raiders. 2 horses in a row coming up for the Red Raider group.
Yeah, these are 2 seniors that
Now
are
152 pounds for Wisconsin Rapids. Bird, Debo for Stevens Point.
so we got to pick up a couple wins here.
Sam Molsky, the matchup. He is a sophomore.
Who did you have down there? I know you probably can't see your
And
paper.
Tyler Gladusky was listed. See what these 2 guys wrestled last year. Sam Molsky pinned Cody Sawyer last year in 310.
No kidding.
So he's
We did have a really bad match against him last year.
down a couple of weights. Or 1 weight class anyway.
So he is pretty good. It's not like he's easy pickings or anything. Come on, Berg.
It's just absolutely stone quiet in here.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that the 2 programs like this you know, for some of their history. I mean, Point, like you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
battling for the conference title, and then
Well, the rivalry, just
Right.
a natural rivalry here.
and at times you'd have the Valley Conference have 4 teams ranked in the top 10 in the state.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just dead quiet in here.
Well, like a gymnastics meet.
Or tennis. Diebel with a takedown, leading 2-0 in that funky riding position of his. Now able to get the hips up, but pretty
He
high.
feels okay from here, though. You know, it's a roll through half, and he feels comfortable with here. And I've told you this, I worry about him now because him getting down to the state tournament, that sectional at that weight, it's tough. Some really good guys. And you gotta be stingy with your points. You know, you can't go get into those 8 to 9 matches
Right.
and place down at Madison. You gotta be pretty controlled with that.
2-0 after one period, Diebel. And Molsky is going to choose down to start the second period. This is at 152 pounds is the weight class. There, he's got the arm pinned across the back. We're in good position here.
He sure is. Come on, sweep that head under.
Still working with that wrist across the back. Trapping that leg.
Pretty dominating on top here. Molsky's not losing his base, though.
And he got the arm free. Claw ride by, or crab ride, I should say, by Diebel. And now Molsky to his feet, and they're out of bounds. 48 seconds left. Second period. And now they're going to put him on his feet. 2-1, Diebel. Nice shot off an arm tie.
And a good counter by Molsky. I thought, too, we were going to get that.
Oh, a little slide there.
Little short
Good
drag,
takedown.
yeah, nice. Attaboy Berg.
Got an Okie choke locked up. Don't do it suicide. Ooh, he did it. Made it work. Got near fall coming. Now we got a half coming here. This is going to be better yet. 7 seconds left.
Oh, yeah,
Gets
right
over Diebel.
over the top. Yeah, he's
This
pretty
is
tight
tight.
here.
There's a pin with 3 seconds left in the second period. 3:57 on the fall. Berg Diebel.
That was big bonus points, and I don't think Molsky's a bad wrestler. I think once Diebel got kind of rolling there, he kept him in trouble and didn't let him off his back.
And switch from that, the Okie choke there, into that half right away.
Yeah.
Didn't let Molsky recover or regain a base. Next up, 160-pounder senior Cody Sawyer. And this is probably Brett Johnston.
This is my vote for the most improved wrestler. He's come from an average wrestler to being, he's the best record on our team, actually.
Johnson only a freshman for the Panthers. Yeah, Sawyer's won some tournaments, and
He's wrestling really well.
yeah.
He's really strong.
Oh,
Well,
just blew right through him on a double.
yeah. That was a freight train double, we
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah, another nice
That's
shot.
nice technique, yeah, really.
High leg. Takes Johnson down to the mat and cuts him loose.
So the match score is 4-2 here, and Cody gets right into a near side cradle, and he might end this thing here. He's got behind this leg.
That leg. This is stacked
That's
tight.
tight.
There.
That's real tight.
52 seconds. Cody Sawyer continues on his winning way.
You know, people say he hasn't wrestled anybody tough yet, but I don't know. He's been in about 3 pretty good tournaments, and I haven't seen him have too many close matches, actually.
No. And even in the tournament that we were in a little bit earlier, or West Allis, I think it was a 6-1 match. Score wasn't that, but it was a dominating 6-1.
I thought, yeah.
There was nobody else going to win the match there but Cody Sawyer. 170 pounders now.
Pretty happy with him. So AJ Schutz.
Well,
now wrestling at 170 pounds from Wisconsin Rapids, AJ Schutz. For Stevens Point, Garrett Kavadik.
And this is Garrett Kavadik, a senior. Schutz and Fuller are going to flip-flop around here.
Looks like we might be a little underpowered in this match here. AJ goes hard. He's
and is dangerous from certain positions. And they stepped out of bounds.
We dodged the bullet there.
Kavadik wrestled Berg Diebel last year in the dual meet. Diebel put a major on him, 14-4.
And is he a senior?
Let's see. Garrett Kavadik is a senior.
Boy, he wants to go upper body pretty bad. I think a lot of these kids hang out over at Dennis Hall's club.
And he did coach here for a couple of years.
Well, his kid wrestled here. And, wow, nice counter. Nice.
Stayed right in there, going to attack him outside the circle, too. Yeah, if you want to see a guy's got some hustle, he may not be the most talented kid, but boy, he's got some hustle in him. He's always the first back. Look at this.
Wow. Oh, pinch headlock. He did back to him what he was trying to do. Wow. Yeah, he does hustle. That's not a question with him. And you know what? He's just a junior, so we got a chance of getting better.
Yeah, a little knee trip takes him back to the mat. Got a good tight waist going. 30 seconds left. 2-0. Schutz, and he's got a coffee grinder here.
Wrestling pretty darn well.
Yeah, this is a good position here. You can hang out there for a while.
I thought he was getting horsed around there quite a bit at first. Stay on top. Weigh this guy down a little bit.
Had wrist control going down.
Yeah. Well, he won't run out of gas, that's for sure. And we're going to make it through this first period with a 2-0 lead.
Yes, we are. Good first period for the Red Raiders. Schutz. Schutz is going to defer his choice.
21-6, the dual meet score here in favor of the Raiders over the SPASH Panthers. And they've got 6 free ones coming because we're going to forfeit to them at 220.
Right.
And we're going to use a heavyweight. First time on the mat for Iverson. So
kind of a new guy out.
Yeah.
About halfway, a little late through the year, but it's good. And they're going on their feet. Schutz deferred. They're going on their feet. And Kavadik going in the underhooks again, looking to throw. There, Schutz with an underhook and head position.
He wants that pinch headlock again. Here it is.
There it is. Oh, he just couldn't control the arm. He went flying.
Right to his back. Oh, get
into
this.
A single.
Boy.
To a double. Takedown, Schutz.
He's tenacious, isn't he? It's like a dog on a bone. He gets right after and stays there. That's pretty nice to see.
And again, that's fun to watch.
Well, you know,
not technically sounder, but it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. He's you can't teach that tenacity. You know, that's something that
I know there's more skilled kids in that Raider lineup that could benefit by what he's got inside of him.
There's no doubt about that.
There, we got that wrist tied back in. Pull him back in here, AJ. 58 seconds left. 4-0 the Red Raider, and they're just out of bounds.
Yeah, he gets excited. I know Scott really likes him for that reason, that he's always going to be in the hunt. Whoa, he threw a headlock on a real good guy late in the match.
West Allis Century took up the number 2 seed.
He did, yeah. Give him the big ride.
Yep. Good wrist position here.
He's wrestling really well. He's controlling this. I didn't think it was so easy. Easy.
Oh. He probably would have came out on top of that, too.
Sure looked like it. He getting a little aggressive. He's feeling it, too, isn't he?
Like I said, it's fun to watch. It really is. May not be pretty, but it's fun to watch.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you, what I've always thought was, for the spectators, the most exciting matches would be 2 JV heavyweights that are out there rolling around, throwing each other around, doing everything wrong, but scoring a lot of points. And Mom and Dad are thinking it's it's All-Star. Oh boy, did he crank that right over?
Yes, he did, just with the wrist. Now he's got pressure here, and 4 seconds. Oh, he got him with a pin. AJ Schutz. 3 seconds left in the second period. 3:57 on the fall. Big extra team point.
Atta boy, AJ, and he's excited.
He's
really excited, yeah. I don't know if he would have been the favorite there, and I sure didn't look like it when they started.
AJ Schutz put 6 on the board for the Red Raiders, 27-6 to Doomy right now.
A little turnaround from last year so far.
Yes, sir. So far, Roger Fuller, I do believe. Like I said, it's kind of hard to see in the dark here.
You're doing good though, Scott. You're a real trooper.
82 pounds from Wisconsin Rapids.
Roger Fuller.
Stevens Point, Cameron McCarrier.
Cameron McCarrier moved down a weight.
I think it was dark when they made out their roster.
Yeah, I think so. They couldn't see the same as what we can see.
Now Roger has a guy with kind of a similar body style, not very big,
Carrier's
little on
a
the
freshman.
dumpier side. And Roger can wrestle once he learns to keep that head up. He's getting better.
And sometimes he has to be able to find another gear in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Pretty straight line, that's it. And it can't pick the pace up when he has to sometimes.
Some of that
There's
just might
nice
be...
there.
Wow.
Ran that half.
Wow.
And there's a pin in 102.
You're not going to get too many guys that flop on their back quite like that.
2 seconds.
I know Roger took advantage of it, but that was...
He ran that half all the way around the corner, and he had to go or lose his neck.
Yeah, old Buck is happy. I don't think Buck is here, though.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
I did see him.
Oh, yeah. No, I said, how can you miss him? I guess I must. It must be dark in
It's
here.
that shining smile.
Yeah, there you go.
195 pounders up next. Lane Collada, the junior for the Red Raiders. No, we're going to make that change. We'll see who the Red Raiders send out here.
Wrestling at 195 pounds for Wisconsin Rapids, Forrest Gross. Stevens Point, Nick Wahoviak.
Forrest Gross is a young kid that I think is going to be okay. Someday he's real small here.
Fans, you can get your 50-50 raffle tickets out. We will.
So is this a 195?
This is 195.
Yeah, they're going to move Lane up to 220 so we don't forfeit then.
We'll announce the winner after this match. It's 2 takedowns, Stevens Point.
And I did not hear the opponent from Point. I don't know if it was Freddie Van Stiem. If it is, Van Stiem's a junior. And Gross, coach,
is a sophomore.
sophomore.
He is a sophomore. And really
He's
green.
a junior, excuse me. He's a junior.
But he's going to be, I think, okay. He's just really obviously small here, inexperienced.
And stop for potentially dangerous. One illegal hold, excuse me. 1 point Rapids, illegal hold point.
Wisconsin Rapids.
Must have touched his hands. You can't full Nelson. That's what it looked like.
Man, now the referee getting them reset and ready to go. A minute left, first period, 2-1. We do think it's Van Stiem.
A lot of Italians on this point team. Boy, he kind of walked into that half again, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He fights really hard, but this is an ugly position to be in.
Oh, he's fighting this. Oh, he's fighting this.
Yeah, so another practice tomorrow. When they talk about keeping your elbows in, he'll know what they're talking about.
He'll be able to feel what they're talking about.
I think you're right.
3 near fall.
3 point near fall, Stevens Point.
5-1 at the end of one period.
The Raiders are trying to avoid that forfeit, so
Right.
that's why they moved Forrest as a JV wrestler, probably as a 84-pounder, 74-pounder.
50-50 winner at
And then moving Lane Collada up to 220.
And he'd be an undersized 220-pounder.
Yeah, they don't have any, just the new kid. Holy cow, Forrest.
And he caught that hand coming up by his head, so he picked the half off.
A little bit of a mismatch here.
Yep.
So you're going over to Green Bay.
Yeah, the Green Bay Scramble, Green Bay United Scramble, I guess it's called. Not quite as tough a tournament, but probably be a good little bit of a break there, and with just some wrestling.
I think it's good for us. I think for some of these younger kids, again, I see some of the schools that are in there. It don't really matter. We're going to go, and we're trying to do what's best for our kids and our program. So going to a not-so-tough tournament is okay. It was kind of like that up in Eau Claire. We had 5 pretty close duels. And finished 3-2, but should have beat the better team and got beat by Menominee Falls, who actually lost to 2 Minnesota schools. Holy cow, this is pretty tight.
Yeah, that's settled in there pretty tight, and there is the fall in 3:25.
Stevens Point wins by a fall of 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Pull out those tickets at this time. The winning number is
6 more points for Stevens Point. It's 33-12 right now. The dual meet, the Red Raiders lead.
6,
Lane Collada coming out,
3-2.
and we'll see who his opponent is.
It's pretty funny here, Scott. They're reading off the numbers for the 50-50 drawing, and nobody can see their numbers. It's so dark. They're all looking down here. Get your flashlights out.
21-point class for Wisconsin Rapids, Lane Collada. For Stevens Point, Fred Van Teen.
This is Freddie Van Teem, so I do not know who they had at 195. I could not tell you. Van Teem is a junior.
I hope Lane can start having some success. You know, he's had to wrestle up a weight class all the time, and he's a pretty good football player and a pretty good athlete. And when we get bigger kids, it's like gold in our program. He wants this, he likes to go into this, get that elbow up, get into a pinch headlock, but he's not having, Point's not giving him much here.
Yeah, Point's keeping his head in good position here with that
Yeah,
elbow control.
there we are.
Tried to snap him down, didn't have enough power behind that.
I've said this before, and I, you know, because I'm around that room and I know these kids from the club. we're not the most talented bunch of kids, but I'm going to tell you, they are good kids. These are the kind of, look at there. There's the pinch headlock.
Baited him into it. Got the takedown, got near fall coming. Got time, 42 seconds left.
Good for him. That's pretty tight.
Kalata trying to work this a little tighter, get some chest pressure.
Yeah, don't lose this lane.
30 seconds remaining.
Stay big up here.
Still got 20 seconds left. Kalata still trying to work this tighter. And there is the pin in 1:43 for Lane Kalata.
Wisconsin Rapids wins by a fall in 1 minute and 40
Good for Lane. And I guess my point I was trying to make before was that they're good kids. You run a room and they're asking questions. There's not what we call, it's just a bunch of good kids. And this is something we haven't seen for a while. The Raiders got a heavyweight coming out here.
Mike Iverson, a junior, first time on the mat for the Red Raiders. Very new in the practice room.
Well, and he's wrestling a little freshman, I think. So hopefully we can have some success here. Yeah, he doesn't know much about wrestling, except I think he's a pretty good athlete.
At least he's got some size to compete, Yeah,
I think he's about 260.
Good snap down there. Kept working with it, got two in a takedown.
That was good athleticism there.
Yes, it was.
I watched Shane the other night just working a pinch headlock with him, and that snap down just like that. So he really, he's got a lot of upside to him. Uh-oh, that's probably a full Nelson.
One point, illegal. It was a headlock. Not a headlock.
He didn't know. He said, I've seen that on WWE a lot of times.
Yeah. Watched the Hulk do that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, you haven't followed that very much. The Hulk is kind of out of commission now. Now it's...
You're right, I haven't.
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Monday nights I spend out there and I look at Roman Reigns and The Rock is kind of over the hill now too, but...
You don't have nothing else to do on Monday nights?
Oh, I do. I love it. Plus the women wrestle.
You still miss Vern Gagne?
Boy, you are really dated. Vern died,
And 1 point penalty. Again, grabbing the headgear. Again, this is a new guy wrestling, so there's a lot to learn here.
They're going to put him on his feet.
Yeah, going to put him on his feet. It's going to be 3-2 Stevens Point. There he snaps him down. Around he goes. There he's got two.
Just overpowered him, but he really has some pretty good skills there. Now, no more full Nelsons because the next one's 2 points.
They're trying to get him to leave him go, but now you're in shorter time. 20 seconds left. He's up 4-3. Now he's in good position here.
He does. Keeps that wrist, keeps it under.
Got a little weight on him. Who's thought about the half there?
Just one side, though.
4-3 in a wild first period. Iverson of Rapids leads.
Oh, good. They can talk to him a little.
Yeah, we got a little blood time now on Iverson, and now he's got to go over to the coaches. They'll get that cleaned up, and you get a chance to coach a little bit too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Usually the ref will stand right over there and tell you can't do that, but
that's kind of backed off from before a little bit changed, because before they didn't want you to coach nothing. You could take care of your wrestler, and that was it. Now,
but you do what Carl's doing. You take the ref out there and look for blood right around there.
Suppose as long as it's not really obvious and really loud, they'll kind of work with you.
This is a good ref.
This is interesting to see that we got another new heavyweight. You said what is his grade? He's a junior.
He's a junior. So the key is to try and keep him involved in the program and do
Right.
work over the summer. Supposedly he's a real good football player.
Well, if he plays football, he's a big guy. Craig and I were talking about this. He was a big offensive lineman in high school and played in college. And even though Craig didn't wrestle, he knows the same techniques that you use here at Big Guys Wrestling, same techniques you use big guys playing football.
Oh yeah. Pad level, use your hands.
Right. Balance, footwork.
You talk to any
Snapped him down just at the... And the clock evidently didn't start. So they stopped the match.
it was interesting, they were talking about Zimmer, the coach at Minnesota.
Yeah.
He was a wrestler. He was a
Right.
state champion. And his dad is a wrestling coach still to this day.
Like Mike Daniels from the Packers.
Yeah.
He's a
Zimmer
animal in
says
the line.
toughest thing he's ever done. And, it's pretty obvious he's got a lot of respect from his team. And as much as we probably hate to say it, the Vikings are pretty darn good this year.
Yeah. And now we're getting some timing and issues worked out here, which they have a minute 50 setting on the clock. The score is tied at 4. And we're on our feet, and Mike Iverson, the new Red Raider, just about had another takedown and a hard snap down.
Yeah, I think he would have had
I think so too.
this is the kind of a guy you teach him a body lock or
Right.
feel uncomfortable in there.
Snap down, pulls him down, gets his head down on the mat, spins behind, gets takedown. 6-4.
Watch it. No more full Nelsons.
And they cut him loose. There we go. 6-5 now. Rapids leads. Minute 18 left. Hey, snapped him down again. And he cuts him loose.
He's wrestling blind. You don't have his headgears over his eyes.
Now we'll see what kind of conditioning he has left in him from, because he's going pretty hard.
Yeah. I think he's got a pretty young guy he's wrestling here. Don't be backing up like that. Fall on your butt. And the score only is 6-8, even with all these takedowns, because we got those 2 penalty points in here. Oh, here we go.
Snaps
Here we
him
go.
again. Spins behind.
I think he'd be okay on top, but I know they can't take a chance. Good.
He relax. That's a lesson he's going to learn. 29 seconds left. 12-8. The Red Raider leads. This is the second period, so we got 2 more minutes to go. Get another one.
Really?
Don't get rolled. Oh, he felt it. How about that? Hey, you
Look
got
at
him on
this.
his back.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice. He's afraid to throw a half.
Doesn't no one probably yet. But the good thing was he felt that roll.
Oh, he really did. Yeah.
And it's 16-8. Mike Iverson, your Red Raider, after 2 periods over James Cluck out of Stevens Point.
His lungs are burning right now, he's saying. What the heck? How long is this match anyway?
We get a break in football every 6 or 7 seconds.
Isn't there a timeout here? 16-8. Careful, careful.
Referee stopped the action for a hand in the face. Inadvertent, but still, he's doing his job. And this is a learning experience for Iverson. All this he should be taking in and filing away.
He's got pretty heavy hands. Boy, I hope he don't just run out of gas.
18-8, 18-9 with 1:18 left. The freshman is running out of gas quicker, maybe. Look at that. 20-9 right now with a minute left. 20-10.
And for you folks at home are wondering what's going on, he's so inexperienced that 2 different times he has used a full Nelson. It's illegal.
No, don't pull him on you. Don't pull him on you.
Belly down, belly down, belly down, belly down.
Don't pull him on you. No. Oh, no. 30 seconds remaining. He's flat. Oh, all that.
All that off a side roll.
5:32 on the pin time for Stevens Point. It's now 39-18. The Red Raiders have the dual meet locked up, but still.
Boy, that hurts. That's a shame. I hope
Yes, it was.
Hope you don't get too discouraged by that. But they didn't have any choice there. But you know, because I guess they could have stayed on the mat a little bit.
106 pounds for Wisconsin Rapids.
He was in danger of either
Stevens Point, Max.
DQing himself with the illegal holds or getting rolled to his back, which ended up happening. But this
Okay, so we got Damian Bennett.
and Justin Groshek, I do believe.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Max Kovacic.
Groshek is the 13-pounder. I know they listed. He wrestled one time at 6 over at the Oshkosh Lourdes tournament, but he's a 13-pounder, and he'll be there tonight.
They're a freshman going at it.
And supposedly this guy beat Damian, I thought, last year at the middle school. These are Point's best 2 guys.
Oh.
Nice. Pretty nice.
Yeah, just about able to score. Damian Bennett, only being a freshman, is one of the guys that you really hope develops. He looks like he could have the stuff there. It's just growing and learning some more wrestling, getting a little tougher. And
He learned a real hard lesson up in Eau Claire. He didn't make weight.
that's right.
And Scott made him run till he made weight. He learned, there's a few things he does that his dad used to do. You might not be able to wrestle today, but you're not getting on the bus to go home until you make weight. So, had a boy.
Oh, and he catches him to his back.
Oh boy. It's too bad he lost him. I thought he had him there.
Almost could have had a near fall. Referee wasn't, that happened so quick. The referee was the wrong end.
Well, it wasn't 2 points. 2 counts.
30 seconds left. First period. 2-0 Damian Bennett. More than likely, you're going to see that Green Bay United Scramble tournament following this dual meet on River Cities Media every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Slotted times for the Lincoln High School Red Raider Wrestling, whether it's a dual meet or a tournament or both. You're going to be able to see a lot of wrestling on River Cities Community Media.
But you have to stay up till Santa Claus comes, right?
Yeah, that's right. But you were watching All-Star Wrestling there
Oh, yeah.
on Monday night, so you might as well watch Tuesday.
That gets over around 10, though.
2-0 after 1 period. And Kovacic is going down to start the second. Bennett will try to turn and ride.
Pretty tough up here. Yeah, I feel for Iverson a little bit because I played all those sports. I'm going to tell you, I can still tell you what it feels like when your lungs are on fire.
Yep.
And he's going through that. He's still sitting there right now, and he's saying to himself, geez, what happened? How can I get so tired?
Morning, Stalling Rapids.
What happens is that when you're inexperienced like that, it takes so much energy. It zaps you probably faster than you would after you've been wrestling for a while, because you waste so much energy, you know.
Right.
And And he really did a good job. He really did a nice job. He got caught in a plain old side roll there, and then slipped that into a headlock.
And didn't understand, needed to get that arm down that was hanging up above his head, straight up in the air. If he would have got that down, he would have been able to turn stomach down without that
really,
half. He would have been fine there. 50 seconds left. 2-1. Bennett with a lead. They gave him their free ride to their feet.
Dual meet score. The Raiders are up 39-18, and they've kind of got this thing locked up, which is quite a turnaround from last year.
Oh, nice shot there by Bennett. Can he complete this one? Got 35 seconds. Nice work there in a takedown. 4-1, the Red Raider Bennett.
Takedown, Bennett.
Got Cale Bennett and Alice yet to go. At 113 and 120 respectively. Kavadik up to his feet, and Bennett drops down on that right side knee.
Attaboy. Did a nice job of not giving up that 1 point at the end of the period.
Bennett's choice to start the third. He's going down, leads 4-1. Up to his feet, looking at hand control.
Attaboy.
And he got weight down on that leg, sprawls back.
Well, he kept improving his position. You know, he didn't go back down.
Three-quarter Nelson here. Oh, didn't quite get behind him. Just keep working with his head down here, and he'll be all right.
Should be 1 point loss of control here, I would think.
There's the 1 point. 5-1 right now with 1:10 left, third period. But Kavadik back in on a single. Now Bennett backs him off. Going to try and come in.
Oh boy.
Just basically pinned the leg down, spun behind him. Got to take down and cut him loose. Should be 7-2 now. .40 seconds left. To take down 9-3 it should be. And then on another shot and they're out of bounds.
Damien's being pretty aggressive.
Yep, it's good to see. That's something we didn't see earlier in the season. Not hardly any offense.
Yeah.
Scored defensively, but
didn't want to make a mistake.
Well, they got the score right at 9-3. One more takedown and Bennett could get a major. 20 seconds left. 15 seconds. Six seconds left. Finish this, Damien. 2 seconds. One, not going to get it. 9-3, Damian Bennett with a win.
He wrestled hard through the whole 6 minutes, though. It's good to see.
42-18, the dual meet score right now. Yeah, he kept pressure on all match long. Didn't
really
back
did.
off at all. No lulls there.
Yeah.
That's good. Next up, 113-pounder. Cale Bennett.
Now wrestling at 113 pounds from Wisconsin Rapids, Cale Bennett.
Groshek is from the Groshek family out of Rochholt, and he's arguably their best wrestler. He's very good. Cale, got to protect your legs here a little bit, buddy. This guy comes in really hard.
Right. There's another second shot right in a row.
Yeah,
He gets the takedown.
he's done that a lot.
Trying to stack Bennett's up.
Well, Kale's trying to roll, and he's it's probably his best thing from here. And Groshek is really hanging back. He's been there before. Almost into a Granby here.
Groshek caught that inside leg and countered that.
I don't know what Groshek's record is. He might be undefeated. Kale's like 3, so these are two pretty good kids. Oh boy, near side cradle. Not good, Kale.
That helps us here is his length. And Groshek's much shorter arm, shorter body, so Bennett should have a little bit of an advantage there. Bennett's to his feet, potentially dangerous. 40 seconds left, still 2-0, Groshek with a lead. Quick tip attempt, not going to work. 22 seconds left.
Keep a base here, Kale. Come on, buddy. Get out, belly down. That a boy. We got 15 seconds left. Groshek's a bugger with his near side cradle.
Bennett's trying to hip over the top here, over top of the body. And it's 2-0 after one period. Groshek a point leads. Bennett's choice, he defers. Groshek's choice, he goes down.
Got to get a hard start here, Kale. Stay under the arm, though, buddy.
Groshek spinning that arm across body.
Yeah, you got a little too high. Boy, Kale, way to stay in here, buddy. Work him over. Step over that leg, step over it.
Groshek still with hard wrist control on that left hand. That's what's saving him right now.
One minute.
Now he's going to try to sit out here and switch. Bennett's trying to re-switch. 40 seconds left. And we go to switch, re-switch. Bennett comes up with a little bit of a leg stride.
He stayed in here pretty good. He's really got pretty good control. He's kept that leg pretty much. This would be huge if he can make it through these next 20 seconds.
Bennett's under the arms now with control. 15
I think
seconds
Groshek
left.
pinned him in the first period last year.
And the two periods, Bennett's trails 2-0.
That's a pretty good period.
Yeah, he is in this match. Now you got to hope that he probably gets a reversal instead of an escape because Groshek's deadly on his feet.
Got to hope he don't get turned over. Groshek, like I say, he's got a really mean cradle.
Half and a heel pick on the same side. Coffee grinder now by Groshek. Keep that hand control, Kale. Keep that hand control. 1:08 left, third period. Yeah, is he almost out? Grosha keeps wrestling.
Almost got a reversal out of that.
Change directions. Remains in control with 52 seconds left. .30 seconds remaining. Still 2-0. Groshek over Bennett.
Can't get that wrist off. Come on, scoot it, Gale. Come on, scoot it. Groshek's pretty content just to hang on here.
Warning, stalling Groshek with 5 seconds.
And you know
left.
what? We're probably going to lose this match, but he's come a long way from where he was.
And Groshek just caught him for 2 near
That
fall.
was 2 gimme points. Basically, it was a
4-0 for
2-0
Groshek.
match. Huh. I'm pretty proud of him.
3
It's
team.
my grandson, in case you don't know.
How can we tell? Stevens Point puts 3 more points on the board. It's 42-21. And we got 1 match left. Alistair Greening at 120 pounds. And Carson Kindler was announced. So we'll see who this actually is.
Match of the night at 120 pounds for Wisconsin Rapids, Alistair Greening. For Stevens Point, Carson Kindler.
That's who it is. And Kindler is a freshman. Greening a junior for the Red Raiders, but pretty inexperienced yet.
Well, I think our kids have wrestled pretty well. I mean, 42-21 considering last year.
Last
we
year
got
was
schmucked
51-25.
the other way. Oh, not here. Not here. Come on. Step around the corner. Come on, Alistair.
Now lift him if you can. Here, lift him up here. Get him on the mat. Oh, he's off.
Alistair's really strong. He doesn't know a lot of wrestling yet, but he's really got some good power.
He drives into a single, now to a double. Can he get this? Got the single. Get your head up, Alistair.
Oh, you were in good shape.
Oh, and he got out of it, limped armed out of
Wow.
it. Stepped across the body.
I don't think you teach that, but
This could get scary too, just with the legs riding here. 45 seconds left. 2-0 Greening. Be nice if we could get a quick turn here. Working on it, isn't he?
yeah.
No, we gotta stop it for potentially dangerous. 30 seconds remaining first period. Still 2-0 Greening.
Wrestling pretty darn well.
We were talking about this a little bit before off camera about the impression you give when you're out there, your body language, and you know, Alistair's ahead in the match, and he looks like he could be the guy getting beat just by the way he's slumped over.
Oh, is that right? I don't notice that. I only notice it with Ryan
Shoulder slumped down.
Siri. That's, I guess, his demeanor. Boy, this one here is
There
pretty
we
tight.
go.
Get
Got
that
1
chest back.
second. No, ran out of time. 2-0 Greening after 1.
He's taking control here.
Defer the choice did Kindler, and now Greening is going to go down. Good hard start there by Greening.
Yeah, yep. Well, he goes hard.
Second set. Trying to pick the half off, and he does. Got a little hand control with it. Stands right up. Kindler puts in a loose legs wrap here. Greening steps out of that. Go right back on top of him. He's got two in a reversal. Greening's hunting a half and a wrist.
Well, yeah, and he kind of knew where he was there. He got his hips higher than Point.
And Kindler rolls his way right out of bounds. 4-0, minute 15 left. Alistair Greening with a lead for the Red Raiders. Last year, Alistair Greening lasted a minute and 19 seconds, but that was against Brady Kuntz.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit different caliber there.
Yeah. And both the Kuntz boys are down at Ohio State. And I just talked to their dad. He's on the staff here. They're doing well. They're not going to start or nothing. But Ohio State is. They and Penn State are ranked 1 and 2 in the nation. It's going to be a real battle when the tournament comes around.
Cradle locked up by Greening.
Yes, he does.
30 seconds.
And, I guess he
lost the grip.
Couldn't hold it up.
But controlling, though.
I think he's doing a really nice job. Now, obviously, you never know about the caliber of competition, but.
Got 3 seconds left in the period. And Greening is going to take a 4-0 lead into the start of the third. Kindler's choice. He's not too sure where they want him to go. He's going on their feet. He wants to attack.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, look at this.
Attaboy.
Front headlock. Got that near side leg. Got it head in the hole, as they say.
He might cradle him right from here.
Got a cradle locked.
Easy, easy. Watch where you're going, though.
There,
he's going to get this.
Right up, got the takedown, 2. Don't quit here, though, Alistair. Keep that locked. He'll go.
I'll be darned.
There, get head up. Two reversal Kindler. 6-2 with a minute 20 left. The headgear comes off of Greening, so the referee stops the action. Greening will
got a little too aggressive there. He rolled him right on through.
I think Kindler expected that too. Once he was in there, yeah. I think that thought was going through his head. If he starts turning, I'm going to roll him through if I can. Greening fights.
He's a lot stronger. He's a lot stronger than Point. He comes right up.
Now here, Greening, sounds kind of strange to say, but Greening looks the bigger of the two kids.
He is. He's pretty good size, yeah. Like I say, this probably is where Ryan Searing should be. It's just that he can't legally wrestle that way.
One minute remaining. 6-2, Alistair Greening with a lead. Final match of the dual meet. And Greening's back to his feet, working on hands, turns to face.
Pretty nice, pretty nice.
No points given yet. There's the one in the escape. 7-2 Greening, 44 seconds left. Greening forces his head down to the mat. 30 seconds.
The hand.
20 seconds. Greening trying to go around the corner off that front chin lock. picking that ankle. Now Kindler into a single, lifts. Greening still keeps wrestling here. Good job.
You know, he's learned wrestling a little bit. You know, he didn't give that up.
7-2.
He wrestled a real nice match there.
7-2 Alistair Greening. 3 more Red Raider team points. 45-21. Total turnaround in 2 years. Good recovery for the Red Raiders. This is the way the dual meet went. Ryan Searing started off the match at 126. Lost 8-2 to Joe Pecor. Then Zach Hamill comes out, takes out Max Scherl 7-1. Weiler Lubeck with a pin in 3:35 over Xavier Klein. Hunter Knutson at 145 goes down in a wild match 13-11 to Cooper Blake. At 152, Berg Diebel a pin in 3:57 over Sam Molsky. Cody Sawyer at 160 with a 52-second pin over Brett Johnston. At 170, A.J. Schutz got a pin in 3:57 over Garrett Kavadik. At 182, Roger Fuller got a pin in 102 over Nick Wahowiak. Forrest Gross lost to Cameron McCarrier on a pin in 3:25. Lane Collada got a pin back in 143 over Van Tiem. And at 285, the Red Raiders had a new wrestler out on the mat. First-time wrestler, Mike Iverson. Hey, the lights come on. I can see what I'm reading. James Cluck come from behind. He got a pin in 5:32. Damian Bennett at 106 got a 9-3 victory over Max Kavadik. Justin Groshek gets a hard-fought win over Cale Bennett's 4-0. And at 120, the match you just saw, 7-2 Alistair Greening, a win over Carson Kindler. Much better performance. The guys, you can see, are improving, and they're learning some wrestling, and they're learning how to compete, Coach.
I thought we wrestled pretty well. It was, again, Point's a pretty average team, so we got to kind of keep that, in perspective here a little bit. But there were some matches that I thought we wrestled really well, and the heavyweight, actually he was winning pretty big. Wrestling really well and got caught in a plain old side roll and into a headlock near the edge of the mat, at the end of the mat. So that was good. And even we lost a close match with Hunter Knutson, wild match. I think we lost by 1 or 2 points. So yeah, actually the score could have been a lot more lopsided than it was. Some really good matches. I thought Cale went with Groshek really well. It was really 2-0, and right at the end there he gave up some back points, but I thought it was a pretty darn good match. So brighter things to come, I think.
Coach, thanks for giving us your insight, as always, here on River Cities Community Media. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with head coach Scott Bennett to get his input on tonight's dual meet victory for the Red Raiders. And we're back at Stevens Point Area Senior High School. Head coach Scott Bennett, thanks for stopping by. Congratulations on another Valley Conference win. The Red Raiders turning around last year's dual meet in the same fashion that Point put it on us last year. The Red Raiders 45-21.
Yeah, we're finally this year winning the meets we think we can win. A year ago we thought we could win some of those, and we kept falling just a little bit short. And this year we actually have enough maturity and enough guys depth-wise that can win some of those toss-up matches and get us going. So yeah, we're pretty happy with where we're at. 3-1, I think, in the Valley now. Right. So that's a long ways from where we were a year ago. So
yeah, we were struggling not to be on the bottom last year. And now we're working to get at least second place out of the Valley. So it's a pretty good jump.
Yeah, coming into the year, our goal was to try to be in the top 2, and obviously we fell short with Marshfield. DC Everest is going to be a handful for us, and Merrill's decent too. So we're going to have to wrestle well to get second in the dual part of it. But it puts us in a position that we were trying to get to. So
Ryan Searing at 126 against Joe Pecor. We were thinking, we didn't know if those guys wrestled before, maybe in the kids program stuff or not. Pecor looked to be just a bigger guy, and Searing is a little bit small at 126.
Yeah, I think they wrestled some in the past. Ryan, I think, has always done well with them. Tweaked his ankle a little bit this week in practice and did not wrestle well. The other kid I thought was more focused on trying to win a wrestling match. And Ryan, it was not one of his better matches. Freshmen are going to be hot and cold. When you get somebody that's about your equal and you have a poor match, scores end up like they did. So
Zach Hamill, a nice match by Hamill, in control pretty much the whole match against Max Sherrill, 7-1 win.
Yeah, that was one a year ago that we would have lost if we may have. I don't even know who he wrestled, but Max Sherrill wrestled all over the place for him last year, and Zach has wrestled well now the last 2 weeks. We're finally starting to find him a little bit as far as wrestling, positions, thinking out there on the mat, and kind of putting things together. And I thought he wrestled really well.
Weiler Lubeck, guy that you're looking for big points, comes through 335 on a pin over Xavier Klein.
Yeah, not one of their better guys, but you expect your guys that are favorites to get big points, and he did, and got us kind of those two guys get us up 9-3. We're in a pretty good spot.
Hunter Knudsen at 145, a close match, kind of a wild one, goes down late 13-11 to Cooper Benke.
Yeah, and I don't think the ref did us a lot of favors. Joe Heil's a really good ref, and I'm not sure, obviously we're biased, but I thought Zach Hamill had a double armbar. I thought we had near fall. We didn't get him, and then I thought Hunter had the kid on his back a second time with the cradle. He'd already put points on the board. I thought we were in position to get the points again. Didn't, and unfortunately that cost us that match. But, when you wrestle close matches, call doesn't go your way. There's some that didn't go their way, but we got to wrestle a little better there.
Berg Diebel at 152, one of your horses, a pin in 357, and that's what you're looking for out of Berg.
Yeah, and that was one of their okay guys, Molsky.
Sam
Molsky. And Berg wrestled him pretty darn good, and then I kind of got after him right towards the end of that second period and picked up the pin, and obviously, getting those pins kind of opened that score up for us.
Follow that with Cody Sawyer, 52-second pin over Brett Johnston. Sawyer's really, really wrestling well.
Yeah, and we were going to move him up because we just thought we would throw somebody else in there because they had another guy a little bit better up, and we just said let's take our points and stay down. So he had probably their weaker guy in there this time, which happens when you're wrestling really well.
Sure.
They're going to try to avoid you with some of their better guys trying to win against some of our guys that are struggling, and so we just stayed down and he wrestled, did what he's supposed to do.
AJ Schutz comes out then at 170.
He was excited, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, and like I said, it's maybe not the prettiest, the most technical, but I think he's very fun to watch.
Yeah, he's getting there. What we talked about, I don't know if you saw, I was talking to him before the match, we talked about it in practice, was same conversation we were having with Zach Hamill. It's not that you don't try hard, it's you have to try hard and do wrestling moves.
Right.
You see Zach Hamill now starting to do wrestling moves. Tonight AJ did moves. I mean, he actually, got in good positions and he was in control. We got him thinking out there. Then his aggression and his natural kind of ability to end up on top of scrambles.
Right.
We get in more of those from a better starting spot, we're going to win more of them. And that was probably the best I've seen him wrestle this year, just a complete match with no mistakes.
Right.
And that kid started for him in the past, so
Yes,
that was a match I didn't know if we were going to win or not. So.
And it worked out that the Red Raiders stayed down with Sawyer, and then AJ Schutz goes in there at 70, and you gain pin points.
We always know how that's going to go, so we always make the right calls.
Right. 182-pounder Roger Fuller, a guy that's been kind of hot and cold a little bit. Today comes out with a pin, another big 6 points.
Yeah, he's starting to wrestle better. He went 5-0 up at Eau Claire, and didn't wrestle good against Marshfield, and in the last 6 matches now, same thing with him. We need to have a plan.
Right.
What are you trying to work towards? And we're starting to think more. So all these guys, you can see the maturity of them where they're thinking two positions and then getting to spots where they're comfortable. Then we can score. And like I said, it's been a real. We made a lot of progress in the last week and a half with Raj.
Forrest Gross at 195 gets put in there. You move Collada up, and he goes down to a pin in 325.
Yeah, Forrest gonna be okay. Not quite ready for the varsity against that guy beat Roger last year, so we knew that was one of them where we're like, let's find points, and so Forrest jumped in there for us.
And you didn't give up another 6.
No, he wrestled hard. He one too many times reached up to try to peel a half off his head, and that works in the JVs, and it works only so long at the varsity, and I caught up with him right at the end.
285 pounds, something that the Red Raiders.
220 Lane.
Or excuse me, 220 Lane Collada got a pin in 143, and that's good to see Collada have some success, and then put an extra 6 points on the board.
Yeah, he likes getting to that underhook pinch headlock, but he forgot to do the pinch headlock part of it for the last 5 or 6 matches. Finally, he was wrestling with his upper body and lower body, and he got to that pinch spot, and he did a really nice job in there. So, again, one of those guys that has flashes at times, just we lack consistency. Hopefully this is a good starter onto the second half of the year here for him to kind of get the ball rolling.
Then, as I started to say, here's something new for the Red Raiders: a 285-pounder, fresh off the first day or two of practice.
Hasn't practiced
Mike
much.
Iverson Jr. comes out, had a heck of a match going, and again, you can see there isn't any wrestling experience there.
No,
but
never saw a wrestling match before.
Competitor.
Yeah.
Got some competitive, got some skill a little bit, got some athleticism,
size,
and it just kind of just ran out on him a little bit there.
Well, when you get 11 takedowns
for a heavyweight.
But even when you think about it, we gotta learn to pace it a little bit.
Right.
If one of our little guys went and scored 11 takedowns, they'd run themselves out of gas too. And so he didn't know any more than just to be aggressive, which is awesome. Just kind of got tired and then got to a spot where wasn't quite sure where he was at, and then we all been there when you're that tired. It's
got his arm hung straight up in the air.
Pretty tough, and so he wrestled really well. His attitude's really good. Said his head was on fire, and once you've been there, you kind of if you've wrestled before, for people watching this, what. I don't think anybody can imagine what it feels like to wrestle 6 minutes.
Right.
6 minutes sounds like, really, that's all the longer they are?
Yeah.
You're out there on the mat, it's like, holy man, how long are these? So
it seems like 20.
Oh yeah, it was long. So you can see he ran out of gas, but it seemed like a good kid, we're really glad to have him.
The good thing is he's here.
And he's a junior, and kids get along with him. He's having fun. And
that's a good thing.
What the heck, we didn't have to put him out there tonight, and we thought, what the heck, we'll give her a shot. So
Damian Bennett at 106 pounds, 9-3 win over Max Kavadik.
It's got that good single coming. Started down at
more offense in the first part of the year.
Yep, and we missed weight last week, and then we sat him down and told him it doesn't happen again, and he's earned it back now this week. Wrestled pretty good. You could tell he was rusty. He hasn't wrestled a lot, and he's going to be pretty good. We got to continue to refine that offense, but when he's shooting that single, he's pretty tough in there because he's strong enough to finish it. So.
Right. And he's good on top too.
Yeah, a good rider. Now we got to be a better pinner.
Right.
So yep.
Cale Bennett and Justin Groshek went at it. Tough match for Cale. Got taken down early.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 points were a couple seconds left in the match. Just kind of got caught there a little bit, but 4-0 to Justin Groshek.
Yeah, and a year ago, I don't know if we got out of the first period twice.
21.
Yeah, so we weren't even in the we weren't competitive last year. We can compete with them now. I think wrestling isn't about wins and losses. It's about experiences and how we grow from those. And Cody Sawyer pinned a guy in 52 seconds. Yeah, that's great for our team. He didn't get any better at wrestling.
Right.
Cale lost tonight. He's a better wrestler now than he was before that match because now he believes he can wrestle with state place winners, and he knows he can score. We can wrestle on the bottom and not get turned.
Right.
He did so many good.
He can ride on top.
Yeah, we rode him out, and so many good things out of that loss that and too many kids get hung up on winning and losing, and I was happy with the effort. A year ago, the competition, he struggled in competition, and tonight he went out there to compete, and his head was clear, and I think that's a huge step for him.
Alistair Greening, the last match of the night, 120 against Carson Kindler, and Greening, a very good, controlled 7-2 win.
Yeah, Alistair had a rough weekend last weekend. He got roughed up by a couple guys just better than him, and it was really nice to see him get a win. He works really hard at times, and when he's working that hard, forearms go tired on him, and in that third period, yeah, his forearms were real tired, and you could tell he didn't wrestle quite as good at the end, and that was just basically fatigue in that one too. So a lot of Christmas cookies this time of year. We're trying to work those out. So
from probably everybody.
Me too. I think I got to work some Christmas cookies off here too. So.
Next up, the Red Raiders. When we see this, the Red Raiders will be competing in the Green Bay United Scramble.
Yeah.
Not the biggest, toughest tournament in the world, but a good tournament for a lot of these guys. Get some more wrestling. He can refine and work on some things. For the big guy there at 285, he probably get some matches and learn a little bit more, and it's a good tournament for that.
Yeah, brackets will be, there's 10 teams, some of them will be 8-man, but basically we're going to get 4 or 5 matches, what we're going to get. Not a lot of very strong weight classes. They've kind of fallen in a couple spots where our guys that have been struggling probably can do real well. You know, our schedule last year, we didn't have enough tough competition, so those early December tournaments this year were pretty tough. So we've got guys, you know, with a lot, our records are beat up. So I think Saturday will be a good day for that. I don't think it's a necessarily a great event always for our best guys, but at the same time, sometimes it's okay just to go to have a meet that, you know, you can kind of relax at and not be battling, you know, every match out there. So 5 more matches. I think we're up to about 20 now. We'll be 25 matches in after this this weekend, and I think we should win a pile of matches. So we'll win the team title. I hope. It'd be pretty disappointing if we don't. I really think we can come out of there with 8 or 9 champions. And we're going to take 13 guys. So if we win 9 out of 13 weights, I think we'd have a pretty good day. So
that's pretty good.
We'll set our goals that way. We need to. These guys are starting to understand goal setting and competition, and just like I said, a lot of
what it takes to get to those goals.
Yeah, you know, there's just a great group. We don't have discipline stuff. They're really good to one another. It's just been a really fun group to coach, and now it's really nice seeing some of that work that we've put in, some of the lessons that we learned last year. I guess we call them lessons. Getting your butt kicked, whatever, are starting to pay off with some good performances in both wins and losses. But then also we are picking up a lot of wins.
That's good. We'll wait to see that tournament. That should be, as we said, Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. You're going to see this dual meet, and then right after that, you'll pick up the Green Bay West United Scramble. Coach, thanks very much for stopping by.
Appreciate
Congratulations on a very nice Valley Conference win. We'll be back with more Lincoln High School Red Raider Wrestling on River City's Community Access.